Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. If you guys are new here, welcome back to a new video. I hope that you guys are going to have a great day. Can't believe that tomorrow already starts April. March freaking flew by. But I'm excited because springtime is finally here, and spring is one of my favorite times of the year because it's like the perfect weather. It's that much closer to summer and that much closer to being able to do stuff a little more freely. For today's video, 50 random facts about me. I also just didn't want the facts to be super basic. I wanted them to be at least kind of interesting, along with some basic ones. A sort of get to know me a little better kind of video. So if you guys are interested in seeing or hearing 50 random facts about me, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have everything on my phone, so that's why I'm going to be looking down a lot. Everything is kind of all over the place. The facts aren't in any particular order, so I mean, like, at first they kind of start out kind of basic, but then after a certain point it's just like all over the place, super random. So let's just get into it. Okay, so the first one that I have here is that my middle name is Caitlin. Not a lot of people know that. I don't really like to tell, I don't hide it, but I also just don't find a need to tell people that, and a lot of people don't know that, but now you guys do. Next is I'm a Leo. My birthday is August 17th, 1995, which also makes me 25 years old, almost 26 this coming August. Next is that I was born and raised in the South Bronx. Not a lot of people know that, and when they meet me and like my demeanor and the way I carry myself and stuff like that, they don't think that at all. It's like unheard of to them. They don't believe me. Next is that I have one older brother. We are 4 years apart. Next is I am Puerto Rican and Italian. A lot of people don't know that about me either. They either assume that I'm just entirely Hispanic, or they assume that I am entirely white and Italian, but I'm actually both. Next is, and I am a writer. You know, I have a blog, if you guys didn't know, which I will leave here as well as always linked below, and you should definitely check it out. Next, I put that I am double jointed. It's only in my arms and legs. I don't know if people are able to be double jointed in other body parts, but for me it's just arms and legs. It always used to freak people out when I was a kid, because I would just do certain things with my arm, like raise my hand or something, and it would be super double jointed, and people would make fun of me about it and be scared that I broke my arm or something. But really it was just that I was double jointed. But it's basically like that. I am double jointed. Next I broke my left wrist when I was like 9 years old because I fell off the monkey bars, and because of that it forced me to become ambidextrous. Next I have here that Diego, if you don't know who Diego is my boyfriend of almost 7 years. For those of you that don't know, Diego and I are middle school sweethearts. Next I went to Catholic school all my life up until college, but I never really considered myself religious. I did everything that I had to. I was baptized, I was confirmed, and you know, whatever else. But I just never considered myself religious. When you're in Catholic school, if you've been there, you know that they don't like that because it's like Bible, 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 religion, this, and whatever. But at this point in my life, I consider myself more spiritual than anything, especially in the past year. Next, I put that I love astrology. Next, I put that my favorite animals are lions and pandas. Next up, I put that I have 4 tattoos. Next, I put I can be really shy at first, but once I become cool with you and open up to you and stuff, I just turn into a fool. Next, I put that I freaking love coffee. I typically have it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night at around 7 o'clock. But on rare occasions, I do have it 3 times. Next thing I put is that my favorite TV show of all time is Friends. That is literally a show that I can watch every single day and never get bored of it, and I will literally laugh at every single thing that's funny on there as if it's the first time I saw it. Next, I put that I love chocolate. I am a huge chocolate lover, but specifically my favorite kind, my favorite brand of chocolate is Kit Kat. Next up, I put that I love Charlie Brown. Funny enough, I am actually wearing Charlie Brown socks right now. It just brings me back to my childhood a lot, which is why I think I love it so much, and hopefully one day when I have kids, I can pass that on to them as well. Next, I put that I love reading, and my favorite genres are fantasy, like Harry Potter and Twilight and stuff, and also young adult romance novels like Nicholas Sparks and whatnot. Next, I put that I am a blogger / content creator. For those of you that do not know, it might be pretty obvious because I do YouTube, but I just wanted to add that in there in case you guys didn't know. And I've also been doing that seriously for 2 years now, coming up on 3 actually. Next, I put that my favorite female artist is Demi Lovato. I love her to death. I love her voice. I love her style. I love her rawness, and I just love her as a person. Next, I put, I don't have a favorite between cats and dogs, but for whatever reason, throughout my life, I have always just been a lot more connected to cats than I have dogs, but I do love them both. Next up, I put that I am so clumsy. If I could literally show you guys my arms and legs, all the scars and cuts and stuff like that I have from my childhood alone, you would probably be like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? Next, I put that Christmas is my absolute favorite holiday of all time. It beats out everything. Every single other holiday for me, Christmas beats. Next, I put that I love plants, and currently I have 2, which is a bamboo plant and a snake plant. Next, I put that my brother and I have the same initials except backwards. My initials are ECH and his are CEH. Next up, I put that if I could travel to anywhere in the world and temporarily live there right now, it would be Italy. I have always been obsessed with Italy, and I can't wait to go there. And I tell Diego all the time that when and if we ever go there, we need to spend at least 2 or 3 weeks there, because I have so many things and places that I want to see over there that just a few days is not going to cut it for me. Next up, I put that my next vacation to go on, when it's safe to go again, will be Greece. Next up, I put that I am such a picky eater. Next thing, I put that I currently am working at my dream job and at my dream company, which is amazing. I'm about to make 5 months there, which is crazy to think that that time has flown by already. But I have, and when I was interviewing with them, they told me one of the biggest things that stood out for them was the fact that I used to be a hostess at Cheesecake Factory. So never discredit those little retail jobs or little whatever jobs that you think mean nothing, because you'd be surprised. Those little things could potentially stand out to an employer that's like a dream job of yours or something like that, the way that it did for me. Next, I put that back when my parents got pregnant with my brother and I, obviously there weren't really things like gender reveals and stuff like that back then, and if there were, they just really didn't want to know. And since they didn't know what they were having, they had to have a boy name and a girl name on deck. So their boy name for me, if I was a boy, was going to be Matthew, and before they settled on the name Emily, they were going to go with Melinda. Next thing I put is that I absolutely hated school when I was in it. I didn't like the pressure of like homework and tests and quizzes, etc., determining whether or not I was smart and actually going to have a future when I got older. Next, I put that my favorite season is fall. Next, I put that I used to love apple juice like my entire life, up until like a year ago, and now I predominantly go for either orange juice or cranberry juice. Next, I put that I used to have perfect vision when I was younger, but I thought that glasses were like the coolest things, and I used to take my childhood best friend's glasses and wear them like all the time, to the point where I messed up my own vision, and now I gotta wear glasses and or contacts for like ever. Next up, I put that I am the black sheep of my entire family. Next, I put that I love snow globes. Every time I go somewhere new, whether it's a new state, a new country, or whatever, the biggest thing that I like to do and or buy is a snow globe to help me remember that place. Next, I put that my favorite childhood movie of all time is the Lion King movies. Next, I am a major Harry Potter fan and I consider myself a Gryffindor. Next, I put that I only have one grandparent in my entire family, which is my grandmother from my dad's side of the family. Next, I put that I have this yellow thing. You're not gonna probably see it on camera, but I have this yellow thing on my tooth, which I always used to be really insecure about because people would always point it out to me and assume that I had like food or something stuck in my teeth, especially because, like I said, it's kind of yellow, but the only thing that I can describe it as and my dentist can describe it as is a birthmark on your tooth. When my adult tooth grew back after I lost my baby one, it just grew on there. And so we just consider it a birthmark kind of thing now. Next, I put that I only have a solid like 3 or 4 people that I talk to all the time and actually consider a good friend to me. Next, I put people used to tell me all the time that I look like Kristen Stewart, aka Bella Swan from Twilight. I don't agree or disagree because I don't know. It's open for interpretation. You guys let me know what you think. Next, I put that I've always loved cameras and photography, but only about 2 years ago did I actually get comfortable with being in front of the camera as opposed to behind it. Next, I put that my absolute favorite color right now is burgundy. Next thing is, I don't know if it's considered a fact about me, but given the fact that it's what I think and feel, I'm going to consider it a fact, and that is that I am such a firm believer that if you want something bad enough, you will do anything and everything you can to get that thing. And if you don't get it and or accomplish it, then it's because that you just didn't want it bad enough and you didn't push yourself hard enough to be able to get it. Next, I put that I am such a night owl. It's like crazy. For whatever reason, I literally come alive at night, and that is when I thrive the absolute most and become the most creative with my own content and other things that I'm working on. Next thing, I put that I am naturally a brunette. And when I was a teenager, people used to think that my hair was black because of how dark it was. And I used to hate that. So because of that, that's when I decided to dye my hair light brown / like an auburn kind of color. Next, I put that I've worked 3 different retail jobs throughout college, all of which I absolutely hated. The first one was Burlington Coat Factory, the second one was Garage Clothing, and the third one was Cheesecake Factory. Although Cheesecake Factory was the least hated one. It was like enjoyable sometimes, and other times it was just like... And finally, I put that one of my favorite quotes of all time is a Latin phrase that goes "a posse ad esse," which roughly translates to "from possibility to actuality," and I actually have it tattooed on me. Alright guys, so that was it. That was 50 random facts about me. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Always love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed this video and you got to know me a little bit better, please always make sure to give it a thumbs up. Always remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!